Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Headspace Podcast, the show where we break down new hip hop projects track by track. Today, we're going to be discussing a local Montreal MC, artist of true talent. Merker Miyagi's Ocean Views is the project we're going to talk about today. Before we get into that, if you like what we do, you letting us show some love, show some little support, patreon.com/behindthatsuit, links in description. I also make music myself, links in description. Check it out, let me know what you think. Most of our activities are also going to be live, hoping to get a little interview as an example with Mr. Merker Miyagi set up. Move that over at twitch.tv/behindthatsuit. Show some love, links in description, follow. On that note, let's get into it. So, Merker Miyagi. And I like to start off all my episodes describing why I choose to do these reviews because people care. Well, Merker Miyagi earlier this year dropped what I'm calling the best project to come out of Montreal. It's the Alchemist album and it's 5 tracks. And why I thought it was so brilliant, and it's going to touch into a bigger conversation that got asked of me. So I'll tell you the little story. Mans basically hit me up and said, how can you say that this album, the one I'm talking about today, is the greatest project, blah, blah, blah. It's only 3 songs. How is that even possible? To be fair, I posted, and I wasn't even talking about the Ocean Views project. That wasn't up for debate. I haven't actually heard it yet. I'm going to hear it for the first time and give you my honest thoughts. However, to answer that question, I don't think song length matters anymore. Here's like an example. Like, what is it? Young Ugly Mane or whatever did this like 10-track EP, some Memphis shit. Shit's fucking timeless. You can listen to it today. It's 10 minutes. Or you look at Jay Electronica's like 5 tracks that he dropped. Like, length of project doesn't necessarily equate to timelessness or classic nature, right? Just because you can make 9 to 13 really good songs, as an example, like it doesn't necessarily make it better than a project that's 5. They're just kind of different metrics to me. So I thought that was an interesting point, and I wanted to start it off because this project is 3 tracks, and why I thought his last album was at 5 songs is better than everybody else's project, including mine. I dropped a 9-tracker. Merker beats me, and part of it is I listened to that thing in full. In 5 tracks, Merker was able to summarize a lot of knowledge I've consumed in books and other sources and deliver this little template on how to apply, kind of Paulo Coelho's knowledge is a good way to put it, but to follow like the journey of the alchemist, to find your inner purpose, how to like discover your own path through life. And he uses his own life as a template and an example. And throughout the tracks, there's this evolution where at the end of the 5th song, he finished the story. Like, what else was there to say? There was nothing else to add to it. He finished the story. Adding to the story, there's a good chance that nobody really would have listened to the next songs, right? Analytics would have been impacted if you're into numbers. End of the day, to try to pretend like the attention spans of people aren't different than they used to be is silly. Like, modern marketing doesn't allow for 13-song albums like it used to. Like, on my 9-track album, I saw a consistent drop-off after track 5. Like, people were willing to give me 5 songs. By track 6, it's over. Now, this you can argue might be the quality of my album, and if it's just such a timeless and great project, dapply blabbly, everyone's gonna listen to it, but I think that's ridiculous. Like, I'm not even cool relative to numbers and fame and notoriety, and I get so many requests a week to check out your new song that I only check out about 1 in like 10. Honestly, I have to really like you to want to check out your stuff now, because there's so many people releasing so much shit that if I want to be a good little community team player, I will just cripple myself in an effort to listen to everything that's getting released. So in a sense, by only dropping out 3 tracks, it's like a gift. It lets me review this album, because let me tell you something. I don't know how many 13-track albums that aren't classic old albums like I can commit the time to doing. The truth is, there's not a huge market for long album reviews on new albums. So, like, why am I going to do it? And if you look at the numbers and everything else, even guys like Tech9, who are really data-driven and really corporate in their approach, recognize that smaller projects perform better. So if you all want to treat it like a business and take your shit seriously, it doesn't matter how you want to see the art side of this. The truth is, shorter projects are the classics of the future, because to become a classic requires people to listen to it. And I get the feeling that while there are artists with staying power and big reputation that can in fact get people to listen to a full album, like Royce the 5'9", or anybody that's nominated for a 2020 Grammy, all those people, yeah, you're right. You can tell me that these guys had these big old albums. Also, sorry if this isn't what you signed up for. This is what an album review experience is like. It's half vlog, half the point of the video is what it is. But yeah, so when Merker drops this 3-track project, it makes me twice as interested to kind of want to listen to it because Merker is a sound engineer in Montreal who touches a lot of people's music, a lot of talented people's music. Y'all don't understand. The sound engineers is the data plugs. They see shit in frequency. Even my fucking sound engineer hit me up and splash him auto-tune on me. You just, yo, you like it? And I'm like, I do like it. It sounds pretty good. And like, he's like, yo, care more about the pocket. He's like, yo, care. And it's all the same shit that every other sound engineer is telling everyone else to care about. Because if you're following sound engineering trends, you're seeing what the pros do that works and shit. So when a sound engineer drops a 3-track project, that should be a fucking signal to the whole community that a man who is invested in knowing what the fuck works and what doesn't work is putting out this project like this. Anyway, I just know that a lot of old heads and a lot of cats are going to argue all they want, and that's totally fine. People who are going to behave in and adapt it. Like, here's a way you can just do a big project if you're really, really butthurt about it. Do what the fucking Scarlord kid did. He dropped his album in seasons. There was like 4-track, and then the album came out. So that way, you're giving the digestibility, and when you're ready to give your whole complete project, because you need to do it. I get it. I need to do it. That's the way to deliver it. So effectively, you still release 3-track EPs, but you get your music heard. Because what's the point if nobody listens, right? People want to act like impact is so important. Part of impact is being heard. If nobody ever listens to your great art piece, and then that's the end of it, and you die, and the files get deleted, who fucking cares if you're the best rapper in the world? At the end of the day, I care a little bit more now about being heard. Like, what's the point in knowing shit if nobody ever listens to you, I guess? I don't know. That's just where I'm at. So I just felt it was worth kind of giving Merker his big ups. Plus, links in description and shit. I'm not going to give his personal. You can like him, Twitter, or whatever fucking shit I can find online. But Merker is the most hilarious guy on Facebook I have, honestly. All of his hot takes are dope. And what I love about him is that he uses a satirical, almost, I don't want to call it self-deprecating, but it's in the same ballpark of self-deprecating, aloof, kind of saying shit approach to slap the shit out of people left, right. And he slaps people who comment on his status. And I'm like, you know, he just slapped you. He never slaps me because I'm not a fucking I'm not a punk about shit. I just fucking play my life real and I'm straight up. But I watch Merker slap people and they comment, and I think it's amazing how good he is at this shit. It's so entertaining. Anyhow, the album's called Ocean Views, and he wrote this post like, COVID sucks, we're all on lockdown. Ocean views. Do your thing. Escape. And I guess that's what it is. The cover's pretty straightforward. You can see it. It says Ocean Views. It looks like he put a little bit of effort into it to get like a concept, but he also looks like he wasn't dumb enough to waste a fuck ton of money on an album cover. He just got something marketable, clean, and easy, and I respect that a lot. The key part is the Merker Miyagi cursive writing, his fucking watermark. It's bold in your face with the subtlety that he used. It's really well designed. Is it good art? Fuck no. It's just really well designed. That's my thoughts on this album cover. This is not a cover for the conversations, but it's a cover that will certainly do its job of making the project something you want to listen to. It's bright, and it's got ocean vibes in the middle of fucking December in Montreal. Of course it's going to do fucking good. That's just my thoughts on the cover. You have to talk about the cover or else you're violating copyright, folks, just so that you're aware. Anyhow, let's move into the track by track. I don't have a lot of fucking thoughts on the cover and the title. It's pretty much what the fuck it is. It's blatant. I like blatant. But I like the title of the first track, and I'm actually really excited to finally get to hear it, but I feel like it. All my bills are paid. All right. I like this. I like this because I feel like this is a boss talking to bosses, to be honest with you. Like, right away, the idea of all my bills are paid is such a powerful success metric where I feel like if you know, you know. And I know why that's a success metric because, all my bills is paid and I can invest. Yay! Nah, but this track was really cool. And I think right away it blows holes in the illusion of success and grandeur and taps into his subjective take on this shit. So when you have peace of mind, and I think that's the goal of the air, like you can feel it in his like this like desire to achieve peace of mind, or at least that's the mission for him. I think one of the biggest things for a lot of us is all my bills are paid. Look, when I consider, I don't necessarily mean my full credit card debt, but yo, I hit my minimums every time. It doesn't matter. I hit every fucking bill I owe every month. My minimums is paid. Whatever else I do, that's on my recklessness or smartness, but the fact is, I have a rev stream in my, and I don't come from that, right? I come from at a point, literally, like trying to stretch 12 eggs on fucking toast, and that's all I had, kind of shit, you know? Like I come from some stupid actions in my life where bills kind of stacked up, and I did some dumbassery. So right away, just and the way he sings it with that like airiness, like all my bills paid, like it's just simple. It's just cool. I feel like he does this like obvious half-assed effort to like censor the swear words, so it's kind of more marketable, but just enough so that he's not like he's actually censoring. At least with the motherfucker word or whatever. I thought that was super fascinating. I like the way he rides the beat. I like the part where in the middle it's like, yo, these are my standards. Like, fuck it. If you feel I'm talking about you, well, that's what it is. I'm doing my thing. And I feel like that little sentiment that he drops when he goes into the slightly, because, yo, first verse is kind of real singy, real like, yo, that's some singy shit. Love it, because melody is important. And I think I had this epiphany. I'll learn to sing, like not great, but like I can hit some highs and shit now. And all of a sudden, my perception on melodies changed. Like, and I think a lot of the problem is rappers who can't sing are fucking jealous. And that's just what it is. They're jealous that they can't sing, so they're mad at it. Because the truth is, if all of a sudden you need a melody in addition to your flow, a lot of people can't compete in that world. And that's just the facts of the situation. But yo, if you really check back to the olden golden era days, cats is dropping melody from the fucking jump. Like, people act like motherfuckers didn't need to have a singing presence once upon a time. That's just because people's lazy and don't do their fucking research and whatnot. That's okay. This song is airy. It definitely has that escape feel. I don't have all the lyrics in front of me. I don't know if he put them on Genius. You know what's funny? If it's local, I don't even look to see if the lyrics are online. I'll check that as I'm bumping the next one. But the truth is, you should put them on Spotify, dude, because they fucking have a search algorithm that lets you search by the lyrics in Spotify. So if somebody just gets your chorus stuck in your head, they can type that in and it just fucking pops up. So everybody should be I'm not even up to point on my lyrics on Spotify game. This is a little lesson to all of us about search engine optimization. I digress. I get a song of 4.35. Truth is, I feel like there's not a lot that makes it like pop off in terms of distinction compared to like the last one where I felt like it stood out, but it also feels like it's the same artist who created it. And yo, this is my first listen. I don't know that in like 3-4 listens I'm not gonna like bump it and love it a lot more. I feel like I'm really into the content though, and it's really easy to listen to, but I feel like a boss when I listen to that. And I feel like I relate to it boss to boss when I listen to that. So it makes me feel super fucking encouraged, and like I could see myself coming back to it. So don't trust my grade. Just that's the framing of this track, and it makes me really excited for the next song, which I again haven't heard, but I do like to get my shine. There's subtlety work done at like an engineering level, and Merker's the engineer, so I'm assuming. I didn't really fucking look, but I mean, I'd just be kind of baffled if he used somebody else. And if he did, let me know. But I think there's a lot of subtleties, like in the way the ending is layered and the pauses and the way the sample is mixed with the shine kind of shit. I feel like there's a little effect put on the shine at the end to kind of make it versatile, like an outro. And I like that. I like the layering in that regard. The fact that it's a bit more experiencing, and that's kind of what the intent was, right? To give you a little escape. So yeah, the first track that kind of is like, yo, this is winning, guys. Relax your fucking selves. You've won if you're paying your bills. Then the second one is a little bit more about mentality here. That's what I like about Merker. I feel like while he does make really digestible music, I'm very caught up on his message. And I'm biased, very biased. I follow him, his posts. Like, I literally get notifications now if other people fucking post on his shit. I'm that invested in his statuses. But it's more, his attitude is consistently like, why are you wasting your time on hate when you could be getting your own? And anecdotally, I wasted a lot of time on hate. Shit, you go watch some 2017 videos on his channel, you're going to see Hater Holden hating on shit he doesn't understand. I became a lover of life. I learned to love my community. I learned to love the things I don't necessarily like. I learned to offer love a lot. I learned how to shine. and to be the example. And that's what part of shining is. It's that role model shit. It's that community. I told him he's a community leader the other day, and he was all fucking baffled, but that's what it is. He's an OG offering ways to live for the youth in them to pay attention and like grow on. And that's kind of my business model and my mentality and what I'm trying to do with my world. So I see it in that real, recognize real and all. And I really feel it's reflected there. This one also has a rap verse, like a proper verse, but only one. Just enough to like give you that chorus and melody, but also prove he can rap. Like, there's no question. Like, shut the fuck up, Merker can rap was, I think, part of the point of this track, because you might be questioning what the fuck he did on the last one. But what he did on this album so far is really good marketing. More people are going to listen to this. And when you think about the fact that his message is tucked into how to be a proper adult and the mindset you need to think, mix it with his last album, like, Merker's the self-help rapper in a way I only wish I could be, because my shit's too convoluted. Like, I'm there after you listen to Merker and you get the basics down. Then come holler at me and I'll tell you the complicated. But yo, this is fucking dope. I really find this way more accessible. Like, listening to the way he articulates it with simplicity and grace, the way he breaks down super complex ideas into so few words, is just because, yo, I'm an essay guy. Like, I like write fucking essays and shit. And I'm feeling like recently I had the epiphany. If you think about like Oscar Wilde and them, they're all like, yo, brevity's the essence of purity. Merker takes brevity in a really good direction to my complex. And even if we're going on about the same thing, at the end of the day, even I want to listen to Merker's message more, because, yo, you have to think to get my message, and he just says it so clean and plain. I like this one a lot. I give it a 4.5. It almost feels like a hymn to self-love that you should be using as a mantra so that you can remind yourself not to be a negative Nelly. On that note, let's move on to the last track on this little here project, because it is little, and that's part of why I was able to record this on my lunch break at work, and Merker gets a review where your longer project I wanted to, and it's on a list. Let's talk about This Crown. Bro, my gosh, dude, I feel like tearing up on this one. This one hit me in the feels and shit, because, yo, this is something you probably need a queen to really feel this track type shit. You need somebody that puts up with your shit. Somebody that understands your addiction to your world, and that causes you to write this song, right? Like, you don't just write this song. This song comes from growing man, acknowledging your flaws, what you put another person through. Because, yo, you on the grind like this, she suffers, dude, or ladies, or whoever. She suffers for it, man. You think, like, even like in my world, I can relate. Yo, she has to sit there sometimes and wait for 13 hours before I become available in a day. Now imagine if you have kids and shit, how fucked up that can end up being for another person. And then imagine if you act away on some tomfoolery because of your ego and your pride. And then imagine you grow up inside of your soul, find a new purpose, and look at her with this new sense of appreciation that you never had before. I recognize that the only way that you had the world that you have is because she's there and she's holding you down and shit. And that's what, I guess, leads to a song like this, because, yo, everything about it was beautiful. The chorus is just sung personally. Like, at first, you're just kind of feeling it, like, all right, you're fans or whatever, you don't know. But then he gets into this verse where his delivery is raw. I think he recorded it from this state of, like, clean, crispy perfection into this almost honest, imperfect, kind of sometimes even slurring over a word feel, because that's what the real conversational flow would come off like if you were spitting that shit to the person that is holding you down. I just thought it was gorgeous. I thought it was like this honest, open letter that he wrote her. Everything fucking fit perfect, and he just made it flow. Again, on the rapping tip, but yo, check it. 3 tracks, 3 completely different styles. All of them employ melody and some kind of hook that makes it nice. They're kind of shorter songs, very honest, and again, ties into that core theme of, like, making a man of yourself and how to behave as a man. So recognize, you know, pay your bills, then don't be a hater and respect your woman. And if you do those 3 things, you're probably going to do all right. In my experience, those 3 things are basic adulting, and you got it down. And so that's a really cool sentiment. Sonically, this is gorgeous. Just the calmer toner taps into the intimate vibes feel of the track. I don't know. I assume anybody that's like watching this has probably heard it, but I think he taps into the intimate tone so well, and that chorus is just an earworm. This is the one that instantly I'm giving 5 on 5 to. I heard it. I just snagged me. It got me. Like, hold me, hold this crown, whatever. I don't know the words, but I know the flow and I know the melody, and the flow and melody's caught in my head. And I think that's the thing a lot of motherfuckers are missing in their rapidy rap lands is already I got this man's track on one listen kind of stuck in my head a little bit, because I can just be like, ha, ha, ha. Like that little melodic hook was really good, and it stuck with me. So there's more to life than bars is what I'm trying to say, and I think that Merker proves that really well on this project. I guess maths-wise, it's like just under a 4.5. Like it's a good album. No, I give it more than a 4.5. Yo, it's a good album. I like his other one better. Alchemist is my shit. That's some white boy hip hop shit right over there. I'm telling you straight up. That was like catered to cats like me. This is really in tune with the pop world, though. What I like about this particular project is I believe an 18-year-old will bump it, and I can't say that about a lot of our projects. And that's really cool in Merker. And as he says, he wants to be he wants to be like looking towards the future and not the past. I think that's more than just in the relationship with his woman. That's his mentality across the board. Like, we can all be old men pretending that everybody wants to listen to bars for days, but even none of us have the time to listen to our boy's album. Come on, everybody. Let's get with the program a little bit. This shit's a smash. I think it accomplishes a goal of explaining how to be an adult while on your ocean vacation. That's fucking nuts. That's art, in my opinion. I digress. That's all I got to say about it. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely follow us on Twitch so we can do it all live, and the ad money and shit's better on Twitch, so fuck YouTube. Definitely hit us up in the comments with your thoughts and opinions. Like the video if you did, subscribe to the channel, etc. But more importantly, check us out on Twitch. Special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Good, MC Chris Prada, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black, Hurricane, Linda Williams, and Scribble. They're dope. They support what we do. If you also do, you know what to do. Patreon.com/BehindThatSuit. Links in description. I make music, blah, blah, blah. You don't care. Live long and prosper, everyone.